And as we keep talking about the big story of the morning, semiconductor Nvidia planning to resume sales of a key AI chip to China. The company saying it's filing applications with the U.S. government to restart sales of its H20 graphics processing unit and expects to get the licenses soon. Nvidia has been saying that it introduced a new model designed to meet Chinese tech regulations. Now, Chinese tech stocks popping on the back of this news. The development's coming days after Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang meeting with President Trump back in April. You might remember the White House imposed export restrictions that stopped Nvidia from selling the H20 to China. The move at the time prompted the company to write off $5.5 billion in inventories. Huang is currently on his second visit to China in about 3 months. He's now expected to hold a media briefing tomorrow. But, of course, this raises just about a million questions because the first one starts with what happened between April and now. If these chips really were a national security threat to us, why should we be giving them over now?
Well, nobody knows.
Is it part of a larger trade negotiation truce with rare metals and other things? And we need, we need the metals, they need the chips.
Or TikTok.
Or TikTok. Or tariffs.
We're all trying to find our way into what the right balance is between, helping AI advance and not having China lead the world.
Well, so that's the question. And by the way, if you let Nvidia do this, maybe that then hurts like a Huawei temporarily, or something like that. I mean, that's why there's so many sort of push-pulls here.
Yeah, there are, and I don't know, and I'm not willing to immediately say, wow, Jensen's friends with Trump, and this is a carve-out and whatever. Because I don't know what the right...
There's a huge view that's been not only put forth by Jensen, but by a lot of other people in the industry, that if America wants to be the leaders, you have to be able to sell around the world, that Huawei stepped in to fill that void. Look, there's the argument that this is great for America in terms of leading AI, but there's also the argument that if it was so great for America, China wouldn't want to let them do this unless they actually thought our chips were that much better. So.
Right. And so the question, our chips are that much better.
Yeah.
And so they wouldn't have access to these chips otherwise. And Huawei chips are not as good yet. The great mother of invention is forcing Huawei.
Sure, but you can't continue to be the world leader if you can't sell everywhere.
Well, except into China. I mean, if you think one day that Huawei would create chips that are that great, but right now...
And by the way, these are different chips. The H20 was originally created to try and make sure that it was not going to be able to do some of the terrible things militarily that others had pointed to. So that's the question,
The only thing that I don't understand about this is we've had so many people come on our air repeatedly and say, China's a national security threat to our country. These chips present a security threat. If we let them actually move ahead and be able to dominate or even get close to us in AI. And I think DeepSeek, if everybody remembers that moment earlier this year, frankly, at the end of January.
It was February, I think. End of January, beginning of February.
It was January because it happened during Davos.
We're obviously not going to stop all trade with China because they're a security threat. So then somewhere in between is some type of trade relationship we have with China.
I'm not going on the friend of Trump thing either. I'm just saying, what is the...
Who knows? I don't know.
What is the balance?
We probably shouldn't have any. Kyle Bass and others would probably say don't have any relationship.
Well,
others like
again brings you back to
your buddy Paul Tudor. No, who's the one that just loves China? One of those guys is Ray Dalio. He's open, give them everything they've ever asked for just to make a few more dollars. There.
I mean, the real question I want to know is what are we going to get for this?
Right, and I think if you're talking security threats, it brings you back to TikTok, which Congress passed a ban on, and we are now months into extensions of saying, okay, we're going to continue to try and do a deal with them. But there have been people for years in Congress who have said that TikTok is a threat to national security because of the influence that it has, especially on younger people here.
A $5 trillion market cap and a continued rally in the NASDAQ.
It's not $5 trillion yet. It's right. It's $4 trillion.
And that's
what I said. What do we get for it? And I said that's what we get. Maybe we get a $5 trillion market cap and a NASDAQ that continues to climb.
But I think Becky's point about TikTok is the right one ultimately because we have a law even in place. I mean, we have actually Congress have voted.
No one wanted to close TikTok down, right?
Apparently, all of Congress who represents us.
Not really, though.
Legally, they did.
Well, they didn't want Chinese ownership. They wanted it to be sold. So they didn't want it to continue under Chinese ownership. The question is, do you get a sale of that? Is there some détente or truce? And is this a sign of a broader thawing of the trade relations between the two countries at this point, too?
China's here to stay. They're going to take over the world, and we're helpless to stop them, but we've got to trade with them.
That's your position?
Yes.
Okay.